TTC riders on Queen Street here are happy to see new streetcars running on the 501 route, but their joy may be short-lived. One industry insider I talked to today, Steve Munro, says changes to the schedule coming into effect next month will mean fewer streetcars on the route. He says 20% fewer and longer wait times in between them, negating the benefits of the bigger, higher capacity cars and making service worse. The new low-floor streetcars started appearing on Queen Street in January, and the TTC says they will fully service the 501 route between the Neville Park Loop in the east and the Humber Loop in the west by June. But the Transit Commission admits there are still service issues on the route, including short turns and bunching of streetcars. Short turns are made during times of traffic congestion so that streetcars are concentrated in areas where they're needed most and to get drivers back on time. But the TTC says drivers use them too often. In fact, according to a recent CEO's report, system-wide there were double the number of short turns in the month of March than their service standard, and 40% of them occurred on the 501. It's something regular riders have certainly observed.
It's inconsistent. There will be like 4 altogether, or I'll wait 18 minutes for one. There's a lot of short turns at Bathurst, or it'll completely miss my stop, so I have to get off either like 10 stops earlier or go further from where I need to go.
It's a long waiting time around, especially, Spadina and Queen. Yeah, I spent around 20 minutes last time.
Sometimes it's happening that there is 2, 3 at once, and then you wait another 5 or 10 minutes or 15, depends.
Definitely. And there's like 3 that come at once, and then you're kind of waiting forever if you don't make those.
To counteract these problems, the TTC announced that what they say are scheduling improvements, which they believe will help. But Steve Munro says the new schedule will give drivers more time to get from one end of the line to the other, even when it's not necessary. Munro tells me, for example, during rush hour, the space between cars will go up by about 50%. He believes the changes are to improve their numbers, not service.
If the TTC puts too much running time in the schedule, what happens is that operators dawdle because they're early, and they get told off if they run too early, and you have a situation where everybody's poking their way along Queen Street unnecessarily because the schedule's got too much running time in it. Just keep to the schedule, they will drive slower. Their short-term numbers will look good, their overtime numbers will look good, but the service will be much worse.
Steve Munro is concerned that these changes will keep people off the Queen car at precisely the time the TTC is hoping that this crosstown transit route will become more popular than ever.